I'm Kyle Russell, Arkansas Wushu. Welcome to Monday Night Chuan Fa. We have been going over the self-defense techniques from yellow belt on up. We are on third brown. Covered a couple of techniques. Today I'm going to cover one of the more controversial techniques in Kenpo or Chuan Fa. This technique, there's two of them, is leap of death. Leap of death is quite the extravagant technique. It's overkill. It does way too much, and it gets made fun of a lot for it because it's just not very practical. It's not something you can do in a real fight. I mean, it's technically physical possible, but if you did it, you would immediately go to jail for all sorts of things. So let's go over the technique and why it's taught. So we're going to start off with leap of death A. We'll show you the technique, and I'll go over why it's good to learn, even though it won't work. So the technique is off of a right punch. First thing that you do is step up left, do an extended outward block, and a sweep with your left hand. This hand is hitting their elbow. This hand grabs their wrist. You're hoping to break the elbow there, but if you don't, you're not too worried about it. And that's what this technique teaches, is follow through, not stopping. So as soon as that breaks or doesn't break, you're immediately doing a back fist back to the rib, and then breaking the arm again to throw your opponent down on their face. While they're on their face, jump up, bring your knees up into your chest, and stomp down on the kidneys, hopefully rupturing both kidneys. That could be a kill technique right there. And that's why I say you can't use this technique in a real fight and real self-defense, because if your opponent has a broken arm, is laying down on their face, and you're still attacking, you've gone outside of the legal definition of defense. Defense means you're getting them off of you. At the point you've gotten them off of you, incapacitated them, and you keep going, that becomes assault. In this case, probably murder. So obviously not going to use it and legally get away with it. It might work, but what good's it do you if you defend it off of a punch and you wind up in prison for the next 10 years? Not really good self-defense. Anyways, after we throw them on their face, rupture their kidneys, we're going to do a double punch to the back of the neck. In case those kidneys aren't ruptured, we're going to hit them again with our knees as we drop down on our knee and hit them with a hammer fist in the side of the neck or the side of the jaw. Again on the other side. As we stand up, this hand chops to the side of the neck one last time. We jump off of them with a side thrust kick to the head. So let's look at that technique in its entirety. And that is Dance of Death Day. Now the reason I say it's good to learn is because a lot of techniques simply fail or they don't adjust. So say we come here and we miss the arm completely. We go to punch and we hit a rib, but we don't break anything. We don't do any damage. We just, we hit them. But the person can keep fighting. We go to break the arm, but what if they miss? We don't hit the elbow, or we don't get enough of the hyperextension to cause a break, and they go down on their face. Well, if we just walk away, that person could not be hurt at all. So they could come up, attack us from behind, all sorts of things. So even though we get them on their face, it's important to be right there on top of them in case they recover, because those first 3 or 4 techniques, they're great, they should work, but things happen in a fight, and there's a 50-50 chance it's going to work or it's going to fail. And if it fails, you have to be ready to follow up. You can't, as they say, celebrate too early. You got to make sure the job's done. And that's what this technique helps teach, even though in practical self-defense, it's just very unrealistic. Now let's look at leap of death B. It's the same thing, but exaggerated and kind of worse. So you're going to step up, soft hand, back fist, throw exactly the same as A, all the way up until we rupture the kidneys. Once we're standing on top of them, we want to reach down, grab their shoulders, reach under the chin, break the neck, chop to the throat, jump around, and kick. So yeah, in this one, it literally has a neck break, and then a throat chop, and then a side thrust kick, which will, of course, hyperextend that broken neck and that collapsed esophagus Um, Definitely a kill technique, not something you would do for self-defense. It is important to remember that when Kenpo was brought to America, it was not brought for street defense. It was taught by James Mitosi during World War II to soldiers and Navy for wartime. It wasn't taught for civilian self-defense. And so that's why some of these techniques are so brutal and have these kills in it, is because it's for military use, not civilian use. It got watered down and taught over the years, and bodyguards and all kinds of people still use it. So that's why you see these extreme techniques that you would never see someone use in the street, just very impractical, and if they ever were used, that person would automatically go to prison, but they're still taught to teach a principle and to teach an idea. All right, anyways, that's all I'm going to teach for today because leap of death is a long technique. That one takes some work, and I kind of want to do an all-inclusive video on those and not go on to other techniques just yet. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a comment, let me know. If you practice Kenpo and you do leap of death slightly different or have a different version, comment, let us know. Leave a link to your video. I'd love to share it and see how the different people in the martial arts community alter their techniques or change them from school to school. If you haven't checked out my website yet, check it out at arkansaswushu.com, and I will see you Monday. Thank you for watching.